Hello, this is fryang from Microsoft Technology Center in Singapore. Today we're talking about Manage Azure Subscription, Part 1, Understand Azure Identities. We're using these sessions to introduce different types of identity that Azure can use and help you understand why you want to choose it and how you want to set it up. As you know, Azure we're using the Microsoft account to authenticate users. So what is Microsoft account? Well, let's use Facebook account as a sample. When you have a Facebook, you have a Facebook account. You register any email as a Facebook account. You can use a personal email or your company email to register Facebook account. And also, the web app or mobile app can use Facebook account to authenticate the users. So Facebook providing the authentication service to let those web app or the mobile app to authenticate. Same thing for the Microsoft. In the Microsoft, we have the Microsoft account. You can register the Microsoft account by using your personal email or your company email or any other emails. A little bit different compared with Facebook is Microsoft also providing email services. So that's why when you have the Microsoft account, lots of time people use registered emails at the same time. So you can using the Outlook.com to access email and also using the same email address as the Microsoft account. So that is Microsoft account. Similar to Facebook, but a little bit more features. When you go into the Azure or Office 365, Microsoft account is not the only option to authenticate for Office 365 and Azure. In fact, that's most likely for the personal use. People in the organization, they will prefer to using the organization account to authenticate the users. That makes sense because you don't want to using the personal email during the business activities. Same things in the Azure or Office 365. You don't want to give the permission to the personal's email, personal's Microsoft account, because that belongs to the one person. So that's why most of people choosing organization account. Here is a login sample of Microsoft Azure. You can see this email is the personal email using @msn.com. So that is the Microsoft account. Compared with the other two, they have different logo. Those are the organization account. They are using the organization email address to register. So now you understand Azure actually can accept Microsoft account and organization account in the same time. But sometimes when you log into the Microsoft Azure, you will see the screen like this. That means your company is already registered the whole Active Directory into the cloud, and the user email address is already an organization account. But in the same time, users maybe also register their email address as a Microsoft account. So Azure and Office 365 are confused by the two authentication providers. So they ask the question to clarify. This is a very confused configuration. Simply, we just recommend you do not register your company email as a Microsoft account. Now you understand the differentiation between Microsoft account and organization account. Office 365 and Microsoft Azure support authenticate from both types of account. But organization account also supported by the third-party software as a services like Salesforce or the others, or your on-premise application which join domain and can be also using organization account to authenticate. So that's why most of enterprise were using organization account to authentications. When you have organization account, they must be sitting in Azure AD. Well, Azure AD cannot run by alone. They always sitting inside one subscription. So if you are the Office 365 user, you already have an Azure subscription that Microsoft created for you. The name is called Access Azure AD. Your Office 365 users are sitting inside this Azure AD. Besides of Access Azure AD subscription for Office 365, if the customer wants to use Azure services, normally they create other Azure subscriptions. For example, this Azure subscription 1 can also hosting the organization account. Some customer may have a more subscription 2 or subscription 3, both can hosting multiple resources. Some of these subscription can using the organization account that to authenticate. But for the confusing part is actually Azure subscription can run more than one Azure AD. So sometimes for the specific scenario, there are applications who are using isolated directory. So they can create multiple Azure AD in one single subscription. Or even you can create a third Azure AD in a subscription to supporting or authenticate for the Azure subscription 3. All the Azure subscription 1, 2, and 3 belongs to one single billing account. And for the one company, you can have a one billing account or have multiple billing account. So that's why if they're large multinational company, they actually have multiple Azure subscriptions with a multiple billing account. Okay, this is the first part of the Manage Azure subscription, understand Azure identities. For the other part, we are talking about how to set up the Azure access permission and how to set up the subscription for your business.